Hey guys, Mike Zender, Seasafe Homes here, talking with my partner Chad Lupke, talking about a lot of the information that's swirling around right now at this particular phase of our recovery after the floods. A lot of us here out on the barrier islands, have been around the flood, whether it's us personally, neighbors, friends, and there's information that's starting to come out. And the question is a lot of times about, what is my property value? Am I substantially damaged? And along those lines, what can I do? Can I remodel, rebuilding, and where does this fall with this information I'm getting?
Right. So these substantial damage letters go to everybody that's in this affected area, right? So whether your home is 5 months old, you just moved in right before the storm and it's totally compliant, or you've owned it since the 60s or 70s, everybody's going to get these letters, and they're going to come from your local municipality, and they're going to say what percentage of damage your home has, right? So the having substantial damage would be over 50% typically. We know some municipalities have a little smaller threshold, but typically it's 50%. So what that means is if you're damaged over 50%, potentially you could not rebuild your home without going through some more steps, right?
You could not remodel your home.
Correct.
Or fix it back to the previous.
Yeah, not rebuild, but not remodel.
Yes.
Right. So basically for people that are planning on elevating their homes, they typically want to be substantially damaged for two reasons. Number one, there's funds available called ICC funds, which is the increased cost of compliance, that if your home is substantially damaged, you're able to get $30,000. Now, just to clarify something real quick, it's not $30,000 above the $250,000. So $250,000 is the limit that you'll get on a building portion of your home.
If you have the full flood insurance policy,
right,
and
that
full
would be
payout of $250,000, it's not going to be your full payout plus the ICC 30.
Correct.
It's going to be $250,000 is the maximum.
Correct. So if you got $220,000, you could potentially get this $30,000, but you will get this $30,000 as long as your home's substantially damaged. So we have some people that are concerned that their home wasn't substantially damaged who are planning on tearing down, which in talking to some experts that we know, that's typically not going to be a problem to have your home deemed substantially damaged.
Right.
The reverse is not true. If you're at 75% substantially damaged, to get it under 49%, that's going to take some work. To get it above, it's not just things that happened during the flood event. It's other things like potentially you had termites, you had some roof damage. Doesn't matter if it's from before the storm, some broken windows, a garage door, significant things that you may not have been aware of. Good example with the termites, there's people doing these drywall cuts and they're finding out that there was termites in the house on structural walls. Well, that's going to be extremely expensive to fix. If you were at 46% and you had termites, you're going to be well over that 50%. Right. So there's ways, there's levers you can pull and things you can do, but long story short, the municipality wants the homes to be elevated, so they're not going to oppose you rebuilding the home. They want you to ultimately be able to do that because that lowers their community risk profile and gives the whole community a lower insurance rate.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting from the standpoint, Seasafe Homes, obviously we're in new construction. We're building elevated homes. 6 months once we receive the permit, we're building these homes here in the coastal communities. But giving a little bit of information to those who are seeking it who are trying to avoid the substantial damage, who are trying to rebuild back to what they had previously or remodel. I know that we just had a great conversation with Mike Twitty, the Pinellas County property appraiser, who was talking about a tool that they have right now on their website, which is the Building Value Reconsideration tool, the BVR. So this gives you, the homeowner, the opportunity to go onto that website and give factual information about your property. So the example that he was giving us is maybe you did some remodeling that didn't require pulling a permit. Maybe you redid your kitchen and you put a really, high-end kitchen cabinets in there or things along those lines. What he was saying is go online if you're right now shown as substantially damaged, or the value of your structure is not high enough to do the remodel that you need and want to do, to go onto this, use the tool, and submit pictures, submit justification, maybe a contractor's invoice, and all of those things are going to come into play where they will help to raise the value of your structure. So, of course, there's independent appraisers you can use. That's another avenue.
Yeah, one is an actual cash value. Those are more specialized appraisers. Make sure you have somebody that's experienced and trained. And Pinellas County actually does some training with these guys. So making sure that, just like every doctor's not the same, right? Every appraiser's not the same. So making sure you pick the right people if you're going to go down that road to make sure you're going to get the maximum value.
Right. Yeah. And just to point out again, for those who are in that situation that are trying to, remodel, and they're trying to just get every dollar they can to raise the value of their structure, go on to the Pinellas County Property Appraiser YouTube channel. There's a ton of information that's out there. Highly recommend using that tool, because this area that we're talking about with the structure and what you are ultimately going to be able to do with your remodel is really tied to your structure value. So hopefully the information we're providing here has been helpful, and look forward to catching up with you here the next time in Seasafe Homes. Thanks for tuning in.